What is the name of your organization?
Um, well, I work for Cornell Cooperative Extension, Ulster County, and I direct a project called Healthy Kingston for Kids, which is funded by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation.
Okay. What does your organization do?
Well, the Cornell Cooperative Extension Ulster County does a lot of different programming. We have 5 different departments in the entire office. But I can tell you more specifically about Healthy Kingston for Kids since that's the program that I know the most about. So, Healthy Kingston for Kids is a program to the goal of it is to reduce childhood obesity in Kingston through environmental and policy change. So what we do maybe looks a little bit different than what people might think about programs that would prevent childhood obesity. So, for example, we're not doing any nutrition programming with children. We're not doing physical education classes with children. What we're doing is working with governments in Kingston to change the actual systems around kids that maybe prevent them from being able to be physically active or have access to healthy food. So, for example, we're trying to make Kingston a more walkable and bikeable place, and we're trying to make vegetables and fresh produce more available to children during the after-school hours when they want to go get a healthy snack, or make it more affordable and accessible. Like if you live in Midtown, you'd be able to walk to a store, and you kind of can in certain ways, but you'd be able to walk to a store and find healthy snacks, or go to a restaurant and find healthy options. So that's the idea, is to change the systems around kids to make it easier for them to make healthy choices.
Thank you. What opportunities do you have for volunteers to get involved?
Well, we have 4 committees that volunteers could serve on. They're called Safe Routes to Schools and Parks, Complete Streets, Community and School Garden Committee, and a Healthy After School Snack Committee. And they're all running and working, so folks could join those committees. And then I have some specific tasks, like right now for the Safe Routes Committee, I need a couple people for a couple days to help me analyze some data from walking and biking surveys that we did throughout the Kingston School District. So I need people to help me with organizing the data. And we have opportunities for people to get trained in GPS, using a GPS unit to go out and take a walk somewhere in Kingston, and they would actually use the GPS unit to mark places where there are problems on the sidewalks, or problems that would prohibit somebody from walking, like maybe there's no sidewalk at all. So people can do that. And then we also have a GIS community mapping team, which that it's a team of kind of computer techie volunteers, and people who are really into computers and want to learn about mapping software, which is the software behind Google. And they come in and they are helping me to actually manage all the data that we're collecting from the GPS volunteers. So GPS volunteer comes in with a GPS unit, we download the data, and then the GIS mapping team, we work to put it together. And then we also have the garden committee, which I can't tell you specifically all of the volunteer opportunities, but they could, if volunteers are interested, they could contact me, and I put them in touch with Arthur Zakowitz or Julie Noble, who are chairs of the garden committee, and they have all sorts of needs at school gardens and community gardens for people to help out with that.
Okay. What skills and traits do you look for in a volunteer?
The skills are different, obviously, because we have so many different kinds of opportunities. We're looking for people who have some experience with computers. We're looking for people who are interested in learning about GPS. If somebody has gardening skills, that would be great to help out with the gardens. And a trait that we're looking for is maybe somebody who is flexible, because flexible and also just willing to kind of flow with the changes, because with this project it's very complicated and there's a lot of different pieces and moving parts of the project, and things kind of change on a regular basis. And also a committed volunteer, whether they come for a day or whether they come for, over a long period of time. We love to see people who come and say and do what they said they or what they committed to.
Okay. Are there any restrictions as to who can volunteer, such as age or transportation?
Well, most of our volunteer opportunities are going to take place right here in Kingston. So, unless it's difficult for somebody to get from one end of Kingston to another, then I don't think we would have anybody who wouldn't be able to volunteer. If you live outside of Kingston, obviously you would need to transport yourself to Kingston. And age, actually, I would love to have older volunteers with the GPSs. GPS might sound a little overwhelming at first for an older person, but it's actually a very simple tool. Once you learn how to do it, I think you can use it. And walkability is an issue for older folks. If they want to walk to go to their doctor's appointments, or if they'd like to just go for a walk. Sometimes they can't because they don't have sidewalks, and then they don't get outside. And so for seniors, we'd love to have more seniors involved, because I think seniors are concerned about walkability in their neighborhoods. And we don't really have any restrictions. If you're under 5, might be a little difficult.
Then you have to special.
But we work with youth as well, and so this program is actually part of 4-H youth development. So we work with youth, and I have some youth participating with the GPS and the GIS mapping team.
Okay. Is there a minimum amount of time or a certain schedule that volunteers must observe in your agency?
It depends on which project they'd be volunteering for. So if it's the GPS unit, they could just take a GPS unit out for one day, go for a walk, bring it back, give us their data, and they're done. If they want to be on the GIS community mapping team, it would be over a period of time. And I'm certain that many of the garden projects could be variable as well. It might be just one day helping to install a garden, or it could be you could be a long-term volunteer that helps with the garden over time.
Okay. Is there any additional information you would like to provide that you think would be helpful for a potential volunteer to know about your organization before applying?
I don't think so. If people are interested in Healthy Kingston for Kids, they can contact me. We do have a couple other programs at Cornell Cooperative Extension that folks might be interested in volunteering for, specifically that work with youth. We have a 4-H youth development program, which many people have heard about 4-H, and we always have lots of opportunities for people to get trained as 4-H leaders and participate in that programming. Also, not only as leaders, but as judges, there's a million volunteer opportunities in 4-H. And then we also have another program called Relatives as Parents program, and it's a program designed to assist people who are parenting children who are not their own children. So it could be a grandmother who's parenting her grandchild, or an aunt or an uncle who's parenting their siblings' children. And so they have a club, children's rap club, and they're always looking for volunteers as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and can you give us your name, website, and number?
So my name is Kristen Wilson, and the website is www.cculster.org, and the phone number is 340-3990.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.